Hey guys, Dantix here. The Shattered Space DLC for Starfield has launched, and alongside a lot of new content released before this, it may just be the perfect time for you to jump back in the game. So this video will run through the top 10 spoiler-free things you need to know before starting Starfield Shattered Space, thanks to Bethesda. So continue watching if you don't want to miss the best stuff in the game. The first thing you need to know is how to start the DLC. Well, if you're just starting the game, you'll need to proceed through and complete the mission one small step. Once you've completed it, you need to grab drive to a system that's not used for a mission, encounter, or occupied by people in general. When you do, you'll receive a distress call and run into the Oracle, a large ominous space station. You then need to dock and follow the mission in order to land on the DLC's new planet. When you do, all the DLC content will take place there, and you won't need to jump from destination to destination, though you can leave at any time. Before you start your journey onto the Varun home planet though, you'll need to level up a bit. The content is recommended for 35 plus and has fairly difficult enemies as a result. However, if you are a returning player, you may have missed the new difficulty options. You see, you can tone down enemy difficulty in both the damage you put out and the damage they put out. I recommend bumping up their damage as a bit of a challenge unless you're below level 30. This makes it harder without making them bullet sponges. You'll also get a nice experience boost. I personally increase my carry weight and cop the XP loss since it saves my hoarder brains so much time. What I absolutely recommend though is checking out the DLC content, the Vulture, if you already have the Creation Club points to spend. You'll find their representative when you land at a killer city for the Trackers Alliance. Go through the mission and complete the Vulture for a very nice sniper that will carry you through a lot of Shattered Space's areas with relative ease. Speaking of guns though, the arguably best weapon in the game is, unsurprisingly, locked behind completing the Golden Path. I won't spoil what happens, but once you complete it, you'll be able to visit this spot in the middle of the map. When you do, jump in, and at the bottom is a science container to crack with some randomly assigned loot, as well as the unique weapon, Speaker's Judgment. You might miss this as it's purple and you may have mistaken it for an epic weapon. It is, however, unique. It's a laser rifle that uses the abundant 3kV ammo and fires with almost no recoil, making it feel kind of odd to fire, almost like shooting a BB gun. It hits hard and barely uses any ammo, it's relatively accurate and freezes. Well, mine does. I haven't tested it out enough to know if the afflixions are unique. This combination makes it quite deadly and especially good as an everyday gun, as you won't have to worry about wasting good ammo. You also don't want to waste time. The area around the Varun capital city is massive and ripe for exploring, though don't forget to buy yourself a Rev 8 to make exploration a lot faster. Head to any ship services technician, even the one next to your ship on Varun Kai. Select buy a vehicle and you'll be offered the Rev 8 for a low 25,000 credits. So pick it up and customize its paint job while you're at it. With the vehicle purchased, it will appear next to your ship's landing spot at all times. So jump in, boost over obstacles and get around much faster. Even if the location looks close, the Rev 8 will get you there faster than if you walked, even if it's further away. You can scan from inside the vehicle and get out when you want to explore indoors. Then you can open your map and quick travel right into it to continue exploring. It can jump surprisingly high and boost its speed, though both boosts share a meter. It's got a laser as well, though at higher levels, it doesn't do as much damage as your regular guns, though if you aim, you'll slow down time. It's a nifty little vehicle. Very early on, you'll be tasked to undergo a rite in order to be allowed among the highly religious Varun people. The second mission, called The Promised, actually has some consequences that I didn't notice the first time around. Towards the end of the Serpent's Path, you'll be tasked with picking up 2 effigies and placing them on separate altars. Which 2 you choose will give you a reward, namely your title. There are 6 total combinations of the 4 effigies, and each combination will grant a different name that the citizens of Dazra will refer to you all throughout the DLC. So if you don't want to be called the Vindicator like I was, don't put the Effigy of Strength and Perseverance on the altars. Take a good look and make sure you get the title you want. At the end of the quest, you'll be gifted with a new melee weapon, and it's a good opportunity to test out the improved melee combat, which isn't as useless as it was, especially when invested into. Speaking of not useless, as you might have expected, bringing Andreja along adds some extra flavor to the game. she will add her input as someone who was born in the city. Mechanically, there are also a lot of times you can get her to interject in conversation, aka convince an NPC you were currently talking to, letting you bypass negotiating with them. So if you have a low negotiating skill, bring her along. It's also nice to equip her with the new Varun minigun, then give her 1 ammo since companions don't consume it but need at least 1 in their inventory to fire, and watch her rip through targets. If you have room left for crew on your ship or in your outpost, continue down the main path until you run into a man named Thane. Sorry to get all you Mass Effect fans excited, it's not the same one. Thane will help you track down someone, and after that particular mission, he asks you to find him at the bar. Look for Herald's Rest. Travel there and talk to him. He'll offer to join your crew. He has a 1-star payload and pistol certification and 2-star stealth. Nothing flash, but he does have a great voice actor and is quite unique. What about craftables? Well, early on you'll notice vortex shards on bodies of the new enemy types. Pick up as many as you can because they're used to craft new grenades. A short time along the main line and you'll be told you can now use the shards. Head to an industrial workbench. Yes, I know, industrial workbench. You might have to finally put one on your ship or dust one off. You'll have the option of binding, charged, lure, phasing, and unstable grenades that all use shards and some variation of other material found on new enemies. The charged vortex grenade explodes and does damage in a large AoE like a conventional grenade. The others though do something a little different. The binding grenade freezes enemies in place, especially good against melee enemies, which this DLC has a lot of. The lure summons a vortex horror out to attack. Just keep in mind it's hostile towards anything, even you, so make sure you throw it far away. The phasing grenade phases out targets in the explosion, which doesn't seem to have a notable effect that I can see without a lot of testing. It might decrease the damage they do. Then we have an unstable grenade that seems to do random damage and apply random effects. So enjoy. You can now craft explosives. Later on you'll be able to craft 2 new outpost halves. Early on you'll come across a man at the entrance of the city arguing with a guard. If you talk to him, he'll invite you back to his house. This sounds a bit sus, but do it. Orahim will explain who he is and will set you on a mission. It results with you clearing out some zealots and killing a leader. No matter who you kill, you're in for some great rewards. I received 2 legendaries for my troubles, a ton of ammo in the next room as well as some goodies. Then he gives you a key which opens up a deposit box back at his shack, and that gives you 4 times more credits than I got in equivalent missions. This is by far the quickest and most rewarding side mission, so definitely check it out before the other side content. Speaking of side content, a lot of them will have you roaming around the map and exploring. So the best and most efficient thing you can do is play Pokemon with your side missions, as in try to collect them all before setting out and exploring, as you'll be able to knock off a few at once if you do just that. Also, don't forget to scan. Varun Kai has one of the largest amounts of fauna on any planet, so you'll want to be collecting that data as soon as you land. Who knows, you might even find the perfect spot for your own settlement. I'm thinking somewhere with a lot of water. So that's everything. What do you think of the game? Let me know below. With the obligatory DLC out of the way, I wonder what Bethesda have planned next. I'm hoping for more spaceship parts. So thanks for watching, and for everything RPG, you're in the right place. Ciao friends.